Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the official soft launch for the Youth for Peace Storybook Initiative. This is Ayla Villanueva of Philippine Information Agency Ilocos Sur Information Center, your host for today. We are gathered here today via Zoom to celebrate a milestone for peace building. These projects of the Youth for Peace initiative supported by the UNESCO proves that peace goes beyond the absence of conflict. It is practiced through stories, empathy, and everyday dialogue. We are deeply grateful to have with us today a remarkable group of partners and creatives. So to ground us in the vision of this initiative, I'd like to invite Ms. Mava Ofran of UNESCO to give us an overview of the UNESCO project. Following her, Ms. John Valdez will walk us through the project journey from the initial right shop to the training of our 22 youth peace builders and why storytelling is at the heart of our ongoing pagbasa sessions in the communities. Ms. Mava?
Yes, thank you. So thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be able to witness such an achievement. The UNESCO Youth for Peace Intercultural Leadership Program, it's a program that has been designed to bring 50 young leaders together with one purpose: social impact and social cohesion. And following the annual theme of migration, we brought together a wonderful group of participants who had a vision for their community to support them and implementing those projects within their respective communities. The most amazing things about the program is that this is something that is close to people's heart: social cohesion, peace. And how do you understand and communicate these vision and those values to different communities, different cultures, different age group? Over 8,000 of people applied for that grant across over 100 countries. And so having Joe being selected in such a context already shows the importance of such initiative in a region such as Ilocos Sur. Myself didn't know much about the region before, and throughout the 7 months spent with Joe, I had not only the pleasure to learn more about the culture, about the different things that are happening that we're not aware of in the end across the world, but also I got to see the team achieving milestone upon milestone, which brings us to today. And I also attended a wonderful workshop in the context of the program to show how important it is for not only different cultures, but for the intergenerational dialogue, being able to bring adults, youth together and help them find their place within the community for them to share those values with others that comes after them. So today, I know it is a soft launch for the book and a meaningful book, but really I wanted to say thank you to Joe and thank you to the team to have brought me into that project, taught me so much about the culture, and enlightened me, gave me inspiration to also carry that with me in my own communities. So I hope everybody enjoy the book, the stories, and all the meaningful values that are behind it.
Thank you, Ms. Mava. Ms. Jo?
Thank you, Mava, for those beautiful words. And thank you, Miss Ayla and PIA Ilocosur for giving us a platform to launch this two books out of five. We're actually producing five children's story books for this project. So we started in August. Well, in August because that was the selection of the Youth for Peace project supported by UNESCO. So this is part of a big project of the UNESCO. So I'd like to reiterate the fellowship that Mava mentioned a while ago, that we were selected amongst the applicants, and the project is part of that selection. So we were all qualified to a grant to actually implement our mini projects. And as for my case, education will always be my bias. So we've chosen our talents here in Ilocosur to actually come up with a tool that could actually amplify our advocacy of peace, and actually knowing more about culture, intercultural dialogue for social cohesion. So as Meva mentioned a while ago, so we are under a theme. So UNESCO's theme this year is intercultural dialogue for social cohesion. So I think that's what we're anchoring on, to actually focus on that theme, and to marry that with education by using these storybooks as a tool. I envision that this will be a powerful endeavor, especially when partnered with supportive and passionate partners. Like we have the DepEd Candon City Division, and we have the Ilocos Polytechnic State College. So it started with that actually passion of bringing in this into our academe for us to amplify more our advocacy. And it started with a training, a Right Shop in January. It's a 2-day Right Shop wherein our division actually called this teacher. So they will tell us more about that, how we involved yung mga teachers natin to join the Right Shop. Kasi merong writers, may group of writers yung ating mga teachers na to begin with. So we thought of it was strategic for us to tap the teachers who have been initially writing already. So doon po tayo nag-start doon sa ating project, and then after po noon ay dinidevelop na natin yung mga books natin. So apart from the development of the books, we also have a component wherein we train young, sabi namin, peace heroes, wherein sila po yung mag-iikot ng mga libro na matatapos ng ating mga writers para equip po sila, because you cannot actually advocate for something that you're not very well versed with. So ang tawag po namin sa kanila ay Peace Heroes. So with the help of Teach Peace, Build Peace movement, we were able to train 22 young leaders who underwent a workshop as far as facilitation and peace education is concerned. So these are the two components. Then thereafter, these books will be published with the help of Pico Press, with the help of course, Sir Ariel Tabag. So wala po siya dito ngayon, but she is very well supportive of the process. And yeah, I mean, I could tell more about the stories, but I don't want to put words into the mouths of our partners who are here with us this afternoon. So gusto ko pong marinig natin straight from them po yung experience nila, and the areas that will be best explained by them po.
The success of this project relies heavily also on our institutional partners who help bridge these stories with our learners. So now let us hear from the education sector, Dr. Jose Valdez and Dr. Feljon Ragma from the Department of Education. Okay?
First and foremost, thank you for the opportunity, Pano, to join the soft launching of our Youth for Peace Storybook Development Project. under, of course, the project owner and project lead, Ma'am Joanne. And apologies because our chief cannot join this afternoon because he's attending an equally important matter. Ayan, sa amin po sa DepEd, lubos po kaming natutuwa, nasisiyahan, with this project because basically dahil ito ay malaking tulong po, sa mga maraming bagay, not only for our teachers but also for our learners, no? Yung mga storybooks natin na madi-develop natin ay malaking tulong to bridge gaps specifically for reading and comprehension. And at the same time, napakalaking tulong din nito for our learners to value really peace, and to appreciate more about their own culture. Specifically that some of our books really are contextualized, no? Ang ganda ng ating mga storybooks po ay contextualized and relevant siya sa ating mga learners. Kaya labis po kaming natutuwa sa Department of Education with this program that we were able to develop. Out of 5, we were able to develop already 2 and it's already ongoing finalization. And hopefully ay matapos na rin yung iba pang mga books before mag-opening ang school year ngayong taon. Kasama po natin this afternoon ang ating mga writers and our illustrator. I believe si Sir Alex ay wala pa, pero we already have here our writer and illustrator of the first book, Marian A. Manzano, and the writer of the second book, Ma'am Aprilline Grace Razonable.
Ito po, apart from other traits, characteristics na dapat ma-build ng mga young learners natin, we have yung values po nila and culture dito sa mga books natin. So, how for DepEd po kayo, how do we expect, ano po kayo magiging impact nitong mga books po na ito para po sa ating learners today?
Sa totoo lang po, yung theme, central theme ng mga books na dinidevelop natin, which is on peace education, napakaganda at napaka-timely niya, lalo na ngayon na may mga usapin ukol sa war and violence, mga ganyan. So, itong mga storybooks po na ito, malaking tulong ito para ma-realize and ma-instill natin sa mga learners natin yung value ng pakikipagtulungan, pagtulong sa kapwa, yung pagiging mabuting tao, yung pag-unawa, kahit anumang kultura ang kanyang pinanggalingan, o anumang klase ng buhay ang mayroon siya, o anumang ang kakayahan na mayroon siya, ay ginagamit niya yung bagay na mayroon siya para maipakita sa ibang tao na sa kabila ng pagkakaiba-iba, ay mahalaga pa rin na dapat ay mayroong pagkakaisa at pagtutulungan.
Yes, sir, for the parents and of course kung siguro may mga learners din na makakapanood nitong ating soft launch, how are we going to utilize these books para ma-maximize natin yung mga nabanggit po natin na values and other characteristics na dapat ma-learn ng mga learners natin sa ating mga classrooms, lalo na po dito sa Ilocos.
Yes, ma'am, meron tayong tinatawag din na home learning, itong mga storybooks kasi natin, we consider them as supplementary learning resources. So itong mga supplementary learning resources na ito, pwede natin na ipauwi sa mga bata, tapos pwede natin i-orient ang mga parents natin na ipagamit or gamitin ang mga storybooks na ito sa loob ng bahay. So parang katuwang ng paaralan ng mga guro ang ating mga magulang para gamitin ang mga storybooks na ito sa loob ng tahanan at hindi lamang sa loob ng paaralan.
Sir, bilang educator, ano, syempre, kayo po yung first hand na nakikipag-interact sa mga learners. So how are you feeling na meron po tayong ganitong project supported by UNESCO para sa mga bata?
Personally, ako po ay sobrang natutuwa po nung pumunta si Ma'am Joanne sa division office para i-communicate sa amin itong partnership na ito. Sobrang natutuwa po ako bilang dahil kami po ay nasa Learning Resources Management section, ay napakagandang opportunity po ng partnership na ito na makadevelop ng mga storybooks which will serve as supplementary learning resources. Hindi lang dahil gusto nating dagdagan yung mga supplementary learning resources, but because we want to teach our learners the value of peace or pakikipagkaisa. So, natutuwa po kami sa Department of Education, and I know yung mga writers po natin, sobrang natutuwa din sila sa naging output nila kasi dumaan po sa maraming proseso ang kanilang mga outputs at until now kahit hindi pa na-finalize, pero malapit na rin po na ma-finalize yung kanilang mga outputs. At I believe marami silang masasabi mamaya kapag nakausap po natin ang ating mga writers.
All right, so now let's hear from the youth who are putting this work into action. So we have here Yitzhak Mercado of CYM. Could you share with us how CYM Pagbasa work has evolved over the years? And from the recent Kapia workshop, how has this project shaped the young people involved?
Ayan. Good afternoon po sa ating lahat na imbag na aldaw kada tayo amin. So yung pagbasa po na kinakandak ng Candon Youth for Empowerment Movement through the years is especially nakikipag-partnership po kami through different schools within the schools division office of Candon City. So we have partnership with the Rapida Elementary School and other different elementary schools within our city. And with that po, marami kaming natatap na mga students or mga pupils na hindi ganoon kabihasa sa pagbabasa. And with that, natutulungan namin sila through our own ways kung paano umintindi at paano makapagbasa ng mga simpleng mga babasahin na nakipag-partnership po kami with other organizations. So for the Kapia Youth for Peace workshop, I experienced a lot. Of course, doon po sa doon po sa mismong mensahe ng Youth for Peace na na sa paggamit ng mga salita, of course, sa pag-greet ng mga audience, and marami siyang tinuro sa akin paano magsalita ng payapa dahil sa pananalita dapat doon pa lang nako-convince mo na yung mga audience mo na you are advocating for peace dahil merong dalawang klase ng peace, the negative peace and the positive peace. So doon ko napagtanto na hindi porket tahimik, hindi porket maayos yung komunidad is wala nang is peace na siyang matuturing. So meron pala tayong tinatawag na positive peace and as well as the negative peace. So the CYM is very dedicated sa kanyang project, sa kanyang programa, especially for the reading. And kaya patuloy namin hinahawakan at pinapatunayan sa buong komunidad, hindi lamang sa Candon kundi sa buong mundo, sabihin ko na rin, dahil I believe na yung small things na ginagawa namin through our own ways is nare-recognize na siya globally. And I do hope na with this project, this Youth for Peace na binigyan kami ng UNESCO ng pagkakataon para patunayan na ang CYM ay hindi lamang pang-lokal, kundi pang-global. So yun lamang po. Maraming salamat.
Yes, so very inspiring, So yung experience sa ninyo sa CYM. So dito sa pagpunta natin sa communities, ano po yung nakita natin na impact ng ating mga activities doon po sa mga local communities natin?
Alright. So, yung impact po na na-observe namin during the pagbasa is that especially this Youth for Peace na in-adopt namin as a advocacy is that mas nagiging vocal po yung mga bata sa kanilang mga damdamin, wherein na-open up po nila yung kanilang mga suggestion, mas nagiging open po sila sa mga real issues na kung saan sila ay kabilang sa mga apektado ng mga ganitong bagay. So with that impact, I believe mas nagiging open, nagiging aware yung mga bata simula nung sila ay nag-undergo. And it's a good thing na bata pa lang sila, aware na sila na ganito pala yung mundong ginagalawan nila. And with that, I think sa dinami-dami ng aming mga paaralang pinupuntahan, I believe na kahit isa o tatlong mga bata ay na-inspire o namulat, I believe na mag-multiply yung tatlo sa marami. So with that, naniniwala po kami that with the help of the CYM and with the help of other organization na tumutulong sa amin is mulat kami ng mga mata ng mga estudyanteng pinupuntahan po namin at tinutulungan.
Yes, ito naman siguro para ma-inspire yung kung may mga nanonood ngayon sa atin na kabataan or yung mga parents nila, guardians, ganyan. Paano nakatulong or paano nabago ng yung mga activities ng CYM, yung mga ginagawa natin sa ating grassroots local communities, yung perspective mo, yung beliefs mo, and yung ideals of peace. So paano kaya natin ito tina-turn into action para marami tayong matulungan and mas ma-involve yung mga youth natin?
Ayan, so siguro masasabi ko lang sa mga viewers natin na nanonood, hindi tayo makakapag-advocate ng peace kung wala yung peace sa ating sarili. So kinakailangan muna natin i-acquire yung peace sa ating sarili, magkaroon tayo ng peace sa ating sarili dahil kung wala tayong kapayapaan, hindi tayo makakapag-advocate ng kapayapaan sa iba dahil kapayapaan or peace is naglalak ang mundo natin sa mga oras na yan. So, the world is lacking of peace. So, how can we advocate for peace if yung peace itself wala sa ating mga sarili? So, to enable to us to make an impact and to advocate for peace, siguro, kinakailangan natin ng holistic change within ourselves. And, kinakailangan natin ng holistic change para sa ating mga sarili, and of course, kinakailangan natin i-acquire muna yung peace bago natin ito mai-advocate at bahagi sa mas nakakarami.
Yes, and hopefully, mas marami madagdagan pa sa ating mga kabataan through the work of CYM and ng ating mga partners din dito ngayon, mas madami pang mga kabataan ang makahanap ng peace and eventually to help them advocate for peace. So, maraming salamat for sharing your story sa atin ngayon.
Welcome.
Yes, ayan. And behind every impactful book, just like the two books that we are soft-launching now, is a dedicated creative process. Just as mentioned kanina na mahaba yung proseso, and until now nga daw po, ay meron pa rin mga revisions or mga polishing siguro na ginagawa behind the scenes. So now I'd like to bring in Ms. Beverly C., our writer consultant. Ms. Beverly, could you share your role in mentoring our writers? Paano po yung naging experience natin? What makes this Ilocano stories so meaningful and empathetic for our children?
Magandang hapon, Miss Ayla. Maraming salamat sa pagkakataon na makapagbahagi dito sa live streaming na ito. Salamat din sa mga organizer natin, led by Miss Jo Valdez. Thank you so much. And kay Neva sa UNESCO, thank you. So, totoo yung nabalitaan natin na napakahaba ng proseso na dinaanan ng mga story para bago ito mailunsad ngayong hapon na ito. So, napakaganda rin ng strategy ng CYM na kumuha na ng may karanasan sa pagsusulat, yung mga guro natin, at sila rin yung mayroon ng kwento. Kaya hindi tayo nahirapan masyado, no? So, mayroon na silang mga kwento nung nagkita-kita sa Ilocos. At naging saksi ako doon sa proseso na pinagdaanan ng mga writer. So, nilatag nila yung kanilang mga kwento. So, meron silang buong kwento na, no? Na inilatag sa lahat. Tapos, nagbigay ng feedback yung lahat ng mga nandoon, yung organizers, yung mga creative consultants, yung kapwa writer, no, yung mga guro. At saka, syempre, yung peace consultant at saka from DepEd. So lahat sila nagbigay ng feedback at yun ay nakita ko na napakabukas ng attitude ng ating mga writer na nandito, no, si Ma'am Marian at saka si Ma'am April Lee. Napakabukas nila doon sa mga feedback. At syempre nakita ko rin na sinasala din nila yung hindi naman lahat ay kanilang in-incorporate. So, ang kanilang naging focus sa goal is to come up with a story that promotes peace, pero dapat buo pa rin yung kwento at dapat pambata pa rin siya at nakakatuwa siya at maganda siya. So, pagkatapos po ng feedback na yun, so, nagkaroon ng maraming revision. Saksi ako doon. Parang mga 101 revision ang nangyari. I think isa to sa napakagandang characteristic ng writer, no? Yung hindi nila tinatantanan yung pagsasubmit ng revised version ng kanilang akda. So, pagbati muli sa ating dalawang writer, maraming salamat sa inyong mga pagtsatsaga at saka sa inyong mga revision. Maraming salamat sa inyong hard work. Alam naman natin na common ang goal ninyo at saka ng CYM at ng UNESCO. It's to create stories for children that promote peace. Thank you so much.
Let's meet the brilliant minds behind the stories, Ms. Marian Manzano, the author of Ang Bahagharing Barkada. Ma'am, what inspired your story of diversity and friendship, and what does the Bahaghari represent to you, ma'am?
So my story is about the Ang Bahagharing Barkada. So that is a story that inspires children the importance of friendship, pagkakaibigan, diversity. It shows that even though the characters are very different from one another, their unique qualities make them stronger together. Each child special ability becomes valuable when challenges arise kasi marami silang mga pagsubok na pinagdaanan. So this Bahaghari...
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, medyo unclear po yung audio natin, ma'am. Lapit lang po siguro tayo, ma'am, dun sa device po natin, ma'am. Para mas marinig po namin, ma'am, yung kwento po ninyo.
So the Bahaghari rainbow represents unity in diversity. Parang yung sa isang, just as each color of the rainbow is unique, but together they create something beautiful. So the characters in the story discovered that their differences made their group stronger. Kasi sa lahat po ng pinagdaanan nila ay maraming mga challenges. So sila ay nagtutulong-tulong para makamit nila yung goal nila. So the themes of the story, first is the diversity. Each character has different strengths. Just like Amboy is fast, Mayumi is resourceful, DYY is creative, and Dudong is thoughtful. Their differences make the group stronger. Second theme of the story is friendship. They learn to care for one another, especially when someone is hurt or afraid. Kapag may nasugatan sa kanila, friendship, sila ay nagtutulong-tulong. So they support each other in difficult times. So ang mensahe ng story, ang Bagharing Barkada story, teaches kids that everyone has something special to contribute. True friends help each other even when things get hard, kahit sila ay nahihirapan. So differences should be valued because they make teamwork more powerful. So winning is just about, it's not just about being first, it's about finishing together and appreciating each other's efforts. Kasi nung sila ay nagsama-sama sa story ng Bagharing Barkada, so sila ay nagsama-sama at talagang pinagtulungan nila upang sila makamit nila yung kanilang gantimpala mo Bagharing Corona. So even though hindi nila nakamit yung unang gantimpala, pero na sila ay nakarating din sa finishing line na sila ay nagkakasama-sama at talagang ipinakita nila yung mga effort nila sa bawat isa. Yan po ang Bagharing Barkada.
Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College, Dr. Jaime Rara. Sir, kwentahan niyo naman po kami sa inyong experience being part of the Right Shop and the development process po.
Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Binabati ko po lahat mga nandito sa ating platform nito. Thank you for giving us opportunity to take part in this particular noble endeavor. Thank you, Ma'am Jo. We at the Ilocos Sur Polytechnic State College, especially main campus, is very happy to partner with any organization that will help our clienteles develop further their reading abilities, comprehension, among others. This particular project is very important for us in the College of Teacher Ed because we are preparing our students to become teachers of tomorrow. So part of their preparation is to greatly utilize storybooks for our children to better understand the harsh realities of life. Ito po, pag na-launch na po natin ng maayos at mabibigyan po kami ng kopya, Ma'am Jo, we'll be utilizing this in our extension activity because in a college, in a higher education institution, we have the trifocal function. We do instruction. So may tuturo po namin yan sa loob ng aming classroom. We can also conduct research along this particular genre. And then, ang kagandahan nito, we can utilize our stories written by our seasoned DepEd writers in our extension effort to help the national government as well as the city government of Candon in improving the literacy of our children in Candon City.
Balikan po natin ang isa sa mga writers po natin, one of our brilliant minds behind the book, Miss Aprilline Razonable, author po ng Ang Malong ni Amaya.
Of course, DepEd Candon City, UNESCO, Sir Jose, Ma'am Joanne, and Sir Alex, and of course, Ma'am Beverly. Hi, Ma'am Beverly. Ang Malong ni Amaya, just like Ma'am Beverly said a while ago, that it's not the way as it was presented before on the concept note. But noon nga nandoon kami sa Right Shop po, among all the stories of 5 stories, ako yung pinaka parang sa day na yun walang progress. So sa isip ko, ma- mapupurso pa kaya ito. But then, nung second day po ata yun, Ma'am Beverly approached me personally, then pumunta kami sa baba. Nag-usap kami gaya po ng story ni Ma'am. Then, nun nga, binaliktad niya yung story, then it turns out nga na, oo, parang ganun, parang nung kinukwento ni Ma'am yung conversation namin, parang gets ko. Pero noong I am going to write again the manuscript itself, hala, paano yun? Parang medyo kaya ko pa bang ituloy? Pero it's kon naman po na tuloy ko, gaya po ng sabi ni Ma'am kanina, revisions po, and thank you so much po sa ating mga critics po na tumulong at na parang naunawaan yung story ko. Parang ganun po, I myself reflect on it na the story it goes like this, that it should represent something na para sa especially our team, the peace, and napakahabang kwento po. Pero I would like to share po the idea of the story since I am teaching in one of the IP schools, implementing schools here in Candon City Division. And when it was my first time to be stationed there, I was amazed. Na-amazed lang ako sa the way they wear their attire, especially on Thursdays. Yung mga bata po kasi doon sa Bugna Integrated School, they are wearing the IT attire. Nare-represent po ng bago community where the school belong. So, ang ganda lang tingnan ng mga bata that they wear different pag magkakaiba yung damit nila. Pero parang represented by one na culture. So, yun po na yung naging idea na impart ni Ma'am Deb sa akin po. Parang as I go on po, unti-unti kong parang kung sa sarili ko na I move the story on reality po sa aking parang workplace, the children on my school. So, yun po. Then, that malong, gaya ni Ma'am kanina, parang ang point po kasi niya is, it's a friend, year back college days. So, she is from Cotabato, and it's just that, parang gusto ko lang din malaman yung the way na parang nag-dress they wear their attire is just like the same as the practice of wearing at Bugna Integrated School yung mga bata. So doon ko po kinuha, parang doon ko na unti-unting na construct o nabuo sa isip ko po yung story. Then I want to appreciate both of the cultures na witness ko way back then college, then the witness ko na nasa work na ako. And of course, the entirety of the story po is the injecting cultural differences, gaya po ng naririnig na natin kanina, that kahit na magkaiba, siyempre, meron pa rin, lumabas pa rin yung unity po or harmony ng story. Since yun po yung team natin ng why we are having this storybooks. And also I want to the reader understands the accountability po ng pagiging syempre, of course, we are reading this or sharing this to young learners, young readers. So I want them to understand accountability and that even they commit mistakes, and of course, just like Abby's experience na yun nga, a glimpse of the story is nasira niya yung that piece of cloth na malong na pagmamayari ni Amaya. Then she still have as the days goes by, nagkaroon siya ng courage to accept or parang aminin yung kanyang pagkakamali, and nandun pa rin yung effort niya na gawin ng tama, parang gawan sana niya ng paraan yung kanyang pagkakamali. But then it's parang doon na gaya ng sabi ni Sir kanina dun sa una yung sinabi na that peace, positive and negative. So parang kahit na doon ko din naintindihan. So I want just to instill the readers or young learners na hindi maging positive peace, na it's not just because you said sorry, it will fix all. So you have to make effort to make it right. Just accept what you have done wrong. And of course, di ba, as time naman, naiintindihan din naman ng mga bata.
Nakikita na po natin. Ayan. So, ito po ang 2 sa 5 libro na sinusuportahan po ng UNESCO. So, we have ang Malong ni Amaya. Ito po yung first book. And we also have ang Bahagharing Barkada. Ito po ay sinulat ni Miss Aprilyn and ni Miss Marian. So, ayan po, So, sa mga parents po natin and sa mga bata po, kung meron pong nanonood ngayon, antabayanan natin itong mga books na ito, And this will teach, gaya po ng nasabi kanina, values and the culture po natin dito sa Ilocos. Ayan. So once again, we have ang Malong ni Amaya, that's the first book po, and the second one, ang Bahagharing Barkada. So congratulations po sa lahat ng parte ng pagbuo ng mga librong ito, ang ating po mga writers, ang ating illustrators, ang ating project proponents, ang ating mga partner institutions from DepEd and ISPSC. So congratulations sa inyong lahat. Now, and po, to formally close yung ating programa, and acknowledge our incredible partners and share a forward-looking message regarding the ongoing pagbasa sessions in our communities, I turn the floor back again to our project proponent, Ms. John Valdez.
Naimbag nga malem kada kayo amin manen. So thank you. So I feel so emotional, hearing the testimonials of, especially our writers and our project partners, because this is something that, I have not imagined to have gone this far. At first, I just want to produce books and that's all. But right now, what I can say is that this project is actually a collaboration of deeply passionate individuals, even extending beyond their stake, actually. So sometimes you would see Sir Jaime, doing some things, even him has produced a book. I think that's something na may add-on tayong book. Apart from the 5 books, meron kaming na-develop out of the workshop na story ni Isabelo Abaya, From the Eyes of a Horse. So that is something to look forward to then. Hi, Ma'am Libby. Ma'am Libby was also part of the workshop, pero ito po yung isa sa mga naiisip namin of ways of moving forward to also develop that book. We also see Sir Jose, who has also been deeply passionate about contributing about this effort. Siya din ang nagle-layout sa ating mga libro. So I'd also like to commend Sir Jose for the commitment, and even our writers, all of them, all of the 5 writers actually, nahuli lang po yung iba, pero sabi nga ni Miss Bev kanina, parang 100 times revision, because we want quality output, at naniniwala ako sa commitment and sa galing ng Ilocano talent. Of course, hindi naman ito mangyayari kung wala yung mga nag-guide sa atin. So gusto kong ulit-ulitin yung pasasalamat sa ating mga consultants, Miss Beverly C. And of course, we also have Sir Tokwa Peña Florida, who's also guiding us po doon sa ating mga illustrations. So deeply passionate din po siya, very intricate po yung kanyang mga comments. O kailangan yung expression niya masyadong muscular yung kanyang kamay. So yung mga ganong levels po kasi gusto namin na the quality shouldn't end here sa atin po, sa city natin, kundi gusto nating abutin dahil meron po tayong partner sa DepEd Central who's helping us check the quality na gusto, ang aim din po natin ay maabot po yung iba't ibang mga kabataan, hindi lang po dito sa amin, pero sa buong Pilipinas. And sa ating Youth for Peace also, they've been noticing already our project that they want to collaborate. And gusto din po nilang basahin yung ating mga libro sa kanilang communities po, sa kanilang mga bansa. So nakakatuwa, nakakataba ng puso that this project has opened up different possibilities for collaboration, for us to deepen this advocacy. And I think I did this not only for compliance sake, you know. If I've delved myself into something and I become passionate about it, you know, we give not just our 100% but our 200%. Na parang every day, you know, kailangan may ma-accomplish tayo. But ako, very important sa akin yung samahan na nabuo dito sa project implementation. Kasi nakita natin kung gaano ka-genuinely concerned yung bawat tao. Pagdating sa publisher, si Sir Ariel Tabagu has been guiding us also na kailangan quality output yung mailabas natin. So, yun po. I mean, I would like to acknowledge each and everyone, yung mga maliliit at malalaking efforts na na-pour into this project para maging posible po yung ating soft launching na ito. And of course, ulitin ko rin po yung aking pasasalamat sa tiwala ng UNESCO po sa atin, sa pagpili po sa atin, at ang magandang balita po ay baka po magkaroon na ang tsansa to access more funding to develop further the project. So mag-uusap po kami later on ng division, DepEd Candon City Division and ISPSC on how do we move forward sa ating next phase. Kasi po mag-e-end na po yung project na ito ngayong May. So kailangan na din po nating isara. That's why we're launching the 2 books, pero to follow yung other 3 po. At magkakaroon pa rin po ng physical launch kapag kompleto na po yung 5 libro. So yun po, maraming salamat PIA Ilocos Sur for giving us this platform, and we're very willing to collaborate again in the future. I mean, just as for the sake of actually promoting and expanding this advocacy, not just for our young people here in Candon, but for the whole of Ilocandia.
Yes, ma'am, we can only imagine, you know, how much work, how much dedication and love each and every one of you put into this book for the youth and for peace. So, maraming salamat po sa ating mga nanonood din ngayon and mga nakikinig for joining us today. And let us continue to build peace in our own little ways, one story or deed at a time. Maraming salamat po.